Welcome back to Destination Playdate. I am your host, Attack Slug. This is Season 2, Week 4. It's Shadowgate, the unforgiving and much beloved adventure game classic, which was a 1987 release on the Macintosh originally, but more well known for that NES version. And because of the nature of the game, I'm going to start at the beginning. So a new game in Shadowgate. Are you sure? I am quite sure. Now then, this game does have, if you are not familiar, quite a bit of trial and error, and yes, you can and will die, and thankfully there is a save function, but when it saves and then quits. So be cautious where you save, because you can get screwed on that because of how the actual game works. But it is a full circle moment, because the original macOS game was black and white, and here we are on the Playdate in black and white. Now, what's different is how the UI is structured. So, let's get into that. First and foremost, the D-pad is your mouse cursor. Move around here with the D-pad. A button gives you the menu, and then I can look, take, open, close, use, hit, leave, speak, move, and cancel. And when you have either these arrows here, right, with your items that you're going to have in your inventory, or you can also use the crank, and I'll show you that here in a second. So, because this game is certainly a bit esoteric, the first thing that most players don't realize is, yes, you want to go to the door, hit A, then hit open, and then choose the door. But before you go in the door, because this is a very important first puzzle here, Castle Shadowgate is open, but there's a skull over the door. Go to the skull, and, well, first you can look at the skull. Say, look at the skull. It's the skull of some creature. Its meaning seems quite clear. Death lurks inside, and that is definitely the truth. But if you go here and you open the skull, as if by magic, the skull rises. The very important first key is inside this skull. We take that key. Key 1 is in hand, and you'll see it here in that inventory. Now, you may select move and head into this door. You enter the door. Now, the very important thing here in Shadowgate, as these eyes are really creepy here, and they're going to say a thing shortly. That pitiful wizard, Lakmir, was a fool to send a buffoon like you to stop me. You will surely regret it. The only thing here for you is a horrible death. The sound of maniacal laughter echoes in your ears, and the eyes vanish. So, in Shadowgate, the thing you want more than anything else that's going to keep you alive here are the torches. Anytime you see a torch, you get a torch. You take that torch, because when the lights go out, then death comes for you. You know, the usual. The slavering fangs of a lurking Gru, perhaps. But, so taking those two torches is important. Now, on that inventory screen, you'll see the torches are lit. When they go out, you'll know, because they'll play a different theme song, and then, alright, light a new torch. And so having that stock of torches, certainly the most important. But, let's move on here with using the key on the door. So, using the key on the door. Classic adventure game business. The door is open, the key worked, it unlocked the door. Otherwise, you're kind of in this room being like, what am I supposed to do here? So, the very first puzzle is one of the most tricky. Now then, we move into this hallway. Now, the thing that's different here, as opposed to the NES version, is not having the map in the lower left-hand corner, unfortunately. Now then, these stone walls are making you quite uncomfortable. But, you'll see two more torches here. Get those torches. So, take that, and then over here, and take that. And then, over here, we can take a look here at this book, and see, alright, what's going on here? An ancient tome. It seems that no one has disturbed its pages for centuries. And guess what? We're going to. So, open that book. It's the Reading Rainbow. A hole's cut out on the inside. It contains a key. Do you take it? You damn right we take it. Key 2 is in hand. So you'll see in my inventory, key 1 and key 2 are different emblems or different symbols there. So, we also continue to move on here. There is a rock that I'm going to move later, but the best way to move on from this screen when you hit move, because I don't see like a hallway, at the top and the bottom. So up here, the little arrow moving up there, and the bottom. That's where you want to click on to move when you move in Shadowgate. So around the corner, we got stones on the walls. We're cut by the hands of enslaved mountain dwarves and my ox. So we open these doors. It is perhaps a bit unwieldy to have. All right, you have the menu, then you open, then you hit it again, then you open, and then you open the door. Like, it's a little bit like, all right, you click, then click, then click, then click, and then eventually it gets you where you need to go. So, if memory serves me correctly, I want to go straight first, but I could be wrong. We'll find out here in a second. So, move straight. No, I'm sorry, that was the wrong door. That was the wrong door, so we are going to hopefully head backwards, and then I think it's perhaps to the right is the right door. Look, man, it's been a while since I've played this game on any platform. Yes, all right, the shark in the water. So, that is important. And of course, there is a skeleton holding the key. So, we can't go in there right now because obviously the shark going to eat us. And I did forget one thing. So, we're going to go back. I forgot to use key number 2 elsewhere. Actually, first we're going to open that door. I'm pretty sure this is a thing I can open, I think. I'm going to find out. Yes, all right. But not go in there to the waterfall just yet. So I forgot a very important thing here. Oops. And that is key 2 is back in that first room. Right here is the door, right? So we're going to use key number 2, which is this key here, on this door right here. Because in this little room here is something very important for the game, and that is a sword and sling. So yes, we're taking the sword and sling and putting it in our inventory. So take the sword, and then take the sling, and now you can see I have the sling is in this menu, but if I scroll with the crank, there's the sword. For a fun little thing, you can use the torch on yourself, and then you die. You know, classic adventure game business. So, let's move out of this room here. We need to go through this door here to a waterfall. Now then, water cascades over a cliff into a cool, clean stream. Anyhow, there are rocks we need because we have that sling. We're gonna need those rocks. So take all of the rocks and just one at a time, take them. Now, back on the NES, you could choose a word and then keep using that word over and over again, but that's not an option here. So it's individually doing this one at a time, which is a little bit more tedious, but it gets the job done. So, got those stones in hand. Oops, wrong button. It's a rock. A perfectly round rock. The rock says, "This is indeed a video game. Let's go behind the waterfall," because that's what you do in video games. We find a cave behind the waterfall. On the wall here is a rock. You want to hit that rock. Hit the rock. The rock hits back, but no, it's a loose rock, and it gives you a pouch. Open the pouch. The bag has 3 jewels. Take white, and then open it again, and then take, you want all the jewels. Like, you are here to take all these jewels, and that's the deal. So we're gonna move out of this room and head back to where we need to go. And so we continue to move out of this room, and don't worry, shark, we're coming for you soon, but we aren't there yet. Then I think it is over on the left-hand side, if I'm not mistaken. So let's move that way. Yes, the cold room. This is very important. This room is really cold. But what's important is this right here, next to the door. If we look at it, it is a small hole that is 3 inches deep. The right size for a gem. And so, we scroll through until we see the gems. And I want to say, I'm hoping this is the right one, but we're going to look at it first. We're going to make sure it is the white gem. Yes, a fine thing to get away in a good card game. But no, we're here to use it, the gem, on the door. Right there. In the hole. And then you get a magical crystal sphere. You take that. Yoink. Also, like I said, a torch. You take any torch you find because you're going to need them because it gets dark, and when it gets dark, you die. So, very important to be very observant here on what's on the walls and what you can use. Now, there is both the door and there is the trap door down on the bottom here, which are important. But what I can tell you is this door, if we open it, in here is going to be a very dangerous room. So if I move here, you'll see what I mean. At the end of the hallway, in this very hot room, is a very dangerous individual. The first thing you need to do in this room is get the shield. Like, that is the very first thing, because otherwise you're going to get roasted alive. There's the fire and the flames, and yes, just in time to block that dragon flame. Now, there's also a spear. Take that too. And again, flames. It's getting hot though. It's getting hot. And then I want to say this helm here as well. We take that. Like, I'm not sure, I can't recall how many times you can do this but before you actually just die, but, you know, there's that. So, for right now, we're going to take our leave here of this, this room here. So we're going to move out of this room. Get me out of here. That's a freaking dragon. No thank you. And so the last thing that I will show you here that you can do in the very early on of this game, but also, you hear that? Use torch. Okay, that was the warning music. I have 3 torches remaining. And here is the last thing I will show you in the very early game of Shadowgate on the Playdates, is the fact that if we scroll through the inventory here and find that sphere, what you want to do with this lake is you want to use the sphere on the water, and it freezes the lake, and then you can get the key. And that, my friends, is Shadowgate on the Playdate. If you know what you're doing, it's about like an hour and a half, but again, you're going to die through trial and error. That's just how this game works. So, I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time. Keep on cranking, and I'm out.